Question number 3A says a vertical flagpole FP stands on horizontal ground and is held by two ropes PG and PR as shown in the diagram below. PG is 18 meters, FR is 9.7 meters, and the angle FGP is 38 degrees. Calculate the height of the flagpole FP. Well, that's not difficult. We can clearly see that this side is opposite to the 38 degrees and that the 18 meters is the hypotenuse. Now, the trig ratio that includes opposite and hypotenuse is sine. So I'm going to say the sine of 38 degrees is equal to opposite FP over hypotenuse 18. Now, if I have one fraction is equal to one fraction, to get rid of the fraction, I would cross multiply. So 1 times FP is FP is equal to 18, the sine of 38 degrees. And so FP would be equal to, ensuring that my calculator is on the correct setting, which is degree. And I have 18 sine 38 degrees equal, FP seems to be 11.1, and that is meters to 3 significant figures. What else? We're to find PR, the length of the piece of rope used to hold the flagpole. So next we need to find PR, which is over here. Let's call it Y. Remember, we just got for X. X is 11.1. So now, over to the right, over here, the triangle over to the right is a right angle triangle. I know the length of two sides, and I wish to find the length of the third side. If I know the length of two sides of a right angle triangle, and I wish to find the length of the third side, I'm going to use Pythagoras theorem. The Pythagoras theorem formula is c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. In this formula, c is the hypotenuse, and over here the hypotenuse is y. So this is y squared. A and b would be the other two sides. So this is 9.7 squared plus 11.1 squared. The opposite of square is square root. So y would be the square root of 9.7 squared plus 11.1 squared. So y, which is PR, would be equal to, and I just need to punch this exactly what I'm seeing in my calculator, plus 11.1 square and press equal. And my answer seems to be 14.7 meters to 3 significant figures. Moving on. All right, so this is a question on parallel lines cut by a transversal. It says in the diagram below, PQ is parallel to MN, LRT is an isosceles triangle. So this is an isosceles triangle. Those two sides are equal. And then therefore these two angles, the base angles, would also be equal. So those two angles would be equal. And SLT is a straight line. We're to find the value of x. I'm guessing there are more than one ways to go about finding x. But one thing is certain. All right, let's change our color ink. One thing is certain, in order for us to find x, we have to first find theta. Now, the three angles in a triangle must add up to 180 degrees. So theta plus 28 would be equal to 180 degrees. So 2 theta would be equal to 180 minus 28. 2 theta would be equal to 152. Divide both sides by 2, and we get that theta is equal to, this is 76 degrees. So this angle here is 76 degrees. All right. Another way we could look at it too is, well, let's go here. Let's call this angle alpha. Alpha is equal to 28 degrees. There are alternate angles. Now, for those who understand this well, we can say that x is actually equal to all of this. And so x would be equal to theta plus alpha, which is 76 plus 28. 76 plus 28. X would be equal to 104 degrees. And these are vertically opposite angles. X and the sum of theta and alpha are vertically opposite angles, and vertically opposite angles are equal. X is equal to 104 degrees. Stay with me. I think we're at C now. Let's go for C. C says the diagram below shows a shape T and its image Q after a transformation. Now, this says, the question says, describe fully the single transformation that maps shape T onto shape Q. All right, here's a thought. This point is 8. This point is the point 88. All right, this line is the line y is equal to x. Remember, the line y is equal to x is a straight line that passes through all points on the graph where x and y have the same value. So by casual observation, by just observation, it looks to me as if T maps onto Q by a reflection in the line y is equal to x. Another thing that we can use as a telltale sign is this. Let's call this point A, and let's call this point A prime. So the point A, which is 2, 1, becomes the point A prime, which is 1, 2. And what we observe there is that in this transformation, the coordinates of corresponding points interchange. And the transformation that does that is a reflection in the line y is equal to x. So now I can say that T is mapped onto Q by a reflection in the line y is equal to x. All right, so this is m, y is equal to x. So reflection in the line y is equal to x. Next, on the diagram above, draw the image of shape T after it undergoes a translation by the vector -1, 6. Label its image M. Now, the vector -1, 6 is telling me I must move the shape T 1 unit to the left and 6 units up. Now, the top value tells me how to move the shape horizontally. The bottom value tells me how to move the shape vertically. The fact that the top number is negative is telling me to move the shape to the left. The bottom number being positive is telling me to move the shape up. So let's move the shape A 1 unit to the left and 6 units up. If I do that, 1 unit to the left is there, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The new position of A is going to be the point 1, 7. So if I move T 1 unit to the left and 7 units up, the new position of that point A is going to be 1, 7. Now, for me, all I need is just that 1 point to redraw the shape. And knowledge of the fact that a translation is a congruent transformation. So the object and the image must be exactly the same. Shape recognition simple and just not working for me. Now, if that doesn't work for you, if doing this does not work for you, you can move them. You can move the vertices one vertex at a time. I hate this, but let me just try this. Good. And the resulting shape, I must label it M. The resulting shape, I must label M. So the very last instructions in C is telling us that we need to move T 1 unit to the left and 6 units up. 1 unit to the left, 6 units up. If you want, you could test other points. You could test this point here. 1 unit to the left, 1. 6 units up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, it comes to the same point. All right. And essentially, that is the end of the question.